How can I sell the most and the fastest? I did a Q&A and we've received so many powerful questions, and I've decided to answer those two questions in a live because they're so powerful. And let me tell you, the first one, I'm a starter, have a genius and big education. Which programs helps to sell? This is probably the least expected answer I'm going to give you guys now. And that is, let me go back here. So, that was a question. When we start, or when we upgrade our business, when we do something new, when we evolve, right? The first thing, and obviously I am the biggest advocate of that, is if you don't sell, you have a hobby and not a business. So we are all on the same line that the business has to sell, right? But being in business for over 6 years now, if there's one thing I would be doing differently, first of all, I'm going to teach you this in the cash plan. But second, I want to share some wisdom here at the live. It is really, instead of asking yourself, how can I sell? How can I sell? How can I sell? And I love how in tune we are, because before I saw those questions, I actually recorded a podcast episode. It's going to be online the Christmas week. Yeah. Literally answering this, that this is the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs doing over and over again. And that is asking, how can I sell the most? How can I sell the fastest? And it's coming from this place, I'm like, I have to convince, I have to chase, and there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes it's a great energy. But, here's my but I want to share with you, and I want you to contemplate this, because this can be a massive game changer. And that is, how about you actually do not invest in more sales strategy, new sales techniques, but you invest all your money in becoming the best at what you do, the greatest in your field, and developing an outstanding offer. And I shared this so openly because I feel, especially in the online coaching world or self-development industry, it's always the vibe, like, look at me, how much money I made. And then people want to enter the industry because they see how much money is being made in a relatively short period of time. And yes, that's definitely an advantage, and yes, that's possible. And there's one big part of the equation that's missing, and that is how, like, we never talk about really, or the industry doesn't talk about it, how you actually become one of the greatest coaches, how you become one of the greatest teachers, how you become one of the greatest mentors. And most people keep investing in their business only in selling more and selling more. But I think even more important is that you become the greatest in your field, that your offers are so outstanding. Because the moment I have something that's of such high value, people want to buy from you. You don't have to sell. Gucci doesn't really have to sell me. I come and buy. It's a very different energy. And instead of asking yourself, like, how can I sell more? How can I sell the fastest? Ask yourself, how can I become so amazing at what I do that people see it, that people come to me and buy from me? And second, how can my offers, my programs be of such high value that people just, oh my gosh, I love it. And this is really what I would focus on. And so many industry leaders are actually talking about this and teaching about this. That is really in the beginning what you should focus the most on before selling is an offer creation. But like wow offers where people say, oh my gosh, such a good deal. Oh my gosh, this is mind blowing. Yesterday we talked about the Female Wealth Engine 2025 edition. And this is a perfect example to walk you guys through about what we are talking. So I obviously understand the concept of a membership. I always had a membership, and for some reason, I don't know. I personally just feel memberships are kind of done. They are over. I don't know. If you're watching this on the replay or if you're here live with me, let me know what your opinion is about memberships. Maybe you're like me, like just a thumb up if you think it's still a cool thing, or like a thumb down if you're kind of like me. I'm like kind of boring. We're done with it. And so I'm like, what is something that actually blows my mind, that I'm so excited, so passionate to talk about? And this was the idea for the Feminine Wealth Engine 2025. I'm like, before we do a deep dive into Instagram automations, right? Because this is where people reach out like, when is the Instagram ATM program starting? When is the Instagram ATM program starting? And I'm like, before I'm even gonna teach you one single automation on Instagram so that Instagram can become your ATM 24/7, we gotta talk about something completely different. First part is, you gotta have a bigger plan than just quick cash month. Because if you're just having quick cash month goals, like a 10K, 50K, 100K, 250K, $1 million month, and that's it, and nothing afterwards, what you need in your business is instant gratification. Gotta hit this now, gotta hit this now, gotta hit this now. So you don't build smart, but I don't want to say you build dumb, but in a way you do. I'm sorry, I just mean it. And I'm in a mentorship group, and I just saw this morning someone posted, I'm like, hey guys, need a quick cash injection. Obviously gonna use my 101 mentorship for this. What are your opinions about that? And I'm like, this is exactly the issue. Because when it's just about quick monthly income goals, you're always gonna compensate like your 101, like something where you think you can charge the most. But obviously this is not sustainable. It's not sustainable, because trust me, I'm going into my 7th year of being a business mentor. You do not want to do live coachings and teachings for the rest of your life. By now, I literally have 0 Zoom live calls in my calendar, and this is designed. There had to come a point where my high ticket coaching had to be replaced by low and mid ticket offers, online instant access trainings. Something to contemplate, but I would never build this foundation in my business if it's just about quick cash. Because there were times where I had to compensate, but that's okay. To step back, to go straight, but with more power, with more energy, with more clarity. So first we gotta actually have a plan that builds not just quick money, but long-term wealth. It's what we're gonna do in the Cash Plan 2025. We're starting in December. I'm at the end of the month. I am so excited about this program because it's insane. Trust me, afterwards you just will say, F it, I feel amazing. For the first time, I'm actually having a plan. A plan you stick to, a plan that has long-term vision as well as instant gratification combined, is just gonna blow your mind. Once we have a long-term plan, we got to talk about who is this offer for? Because can you see, if you only sell French croissants, but you're talking to the people that are in line at freaking McDonald's, can you see? And you have like the best French croissants ever, but you're talking to the people at freaking Burger King, and they're like, oh, what's this? Like, oh, go away, don't like it. Like, I just want to get in line. Like, why should I buy a freaking French croissant for you for 99 cents when I can get, I don't know, a Whopper for 99 cents here? They're not going to see the value in what you offer. And what happens when we talk to the wrong people? People underestimate this. We think something's wrong with us, something is wrong with the best delicious French croissants out in the wild world. That's not true. You're just talking to the wrong people. So we gotta fix this. We gotta know who we talk to, who values that. And this really goes into the basic DNA of money. Guess what? That's included in the Feminine Wealth Engine 2025 Cash Magnet. 3 modules. I tell you all about money that will blow your mind because you've never thought about money like that. Gotta get it wrong. Gotta get it right. So value attracts value. People that will value what you have and your genius and everything around are gonna love to buy from you. If I value the freaking best French croissant, I'm happy to pay even $5 for a freaking French croissant, or 10. And you haven't changed anything about your offer, about your product. Just talk to the right people that value it. So powerful, so potent. And afterwards, we gotta first, before we start with the turning your Instagram into an ATM, we gotta make sure that your croissants are the best out there, one of the greatest, highly unique, super special. And this is when I see how most offers are being created in the online world. There is so little intention behind, so little love. It's just like, okay, let me create something quickly so I can sell it. It's more the offer is there to sell. And I think this is not the best energy to have. Rather, let me create something so exceptional. Let me create something that is of such high value and really moves the needle. How many of you have been in a freaking, I don't know, coaching call, mastermind, something where it's just about the blah, 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 blah. And then you're just sitting there and thinking like, but how am I going to do this? And I think it's very important in today's world that programs teach us energetics and mindset, but also the how. Like how to do this in the 3D physical world in which we're all in, especially in business. Because I can think about automations and how beautiful this would be, but if I don't freaking do the work and set up the automations, they're not gonna work. Can you see? And the moment you actually, yes, let me turn my Instagram into an ATM, and I wanna use automations that do the selling for me 24/7, there's gonna be one question coming up. How am I gonna do this? You sign up for the tool and then you're there. I'm like, how am I gonna building this? There's gonna be a lot of how questions. And I think when it's coming to the practical parts of implementation, the how questions are so powerful. And the how questions only come up once you actually start doing the work. And I think it's very important that we bridge both. And once you've mastered the first 3 steps, which is having a long-term plan, so you do not need instant gratification, and you literally see how everything you do every single day brings you one step closer to your goal. But for that, we have to reverse engineer. And this is what we're going to do in the Cash Plan 2025. We reverse engineer your big vision, not just a million, a minimum of 5 or 10 million, something you want to accomplish in the next years. We reverse engineer, break this down. What does this mean that you have to do every quarter, every month, every week, every day? And this is so cool. It has changed everything in my business and my life when I see like every little thing I do actually moves the needle, brings me one step closer to my personal goals and to my business goals. So now I don't need external things for instant gratification. I've built a system and I am the instant gratification by doing the thing I promised myself I would do. It's so powerful. Afterwards, we're gonna find your people, your tribe. The people you speak to who say, oh my gosh, I love it, will buy from you. The people that truly value the best freaking French croissants out in the world and are happy to pay whatever you charge, simply because they value the freaking best croissant that you're serving. Afterwards, we're going to talk about creating, like how to actually create this whole experience, because it's not just, imagine I'm coming now and say, I'm like, okay, I'm so excited. You convinced me. It's the best freaking French croissant I've ever had. I tried, maybe I'm going to buy one for 10 euros, $10, whatever. And then what's next? This has to be now a whole freaking customer experience. So we're gonna create that. And once we have that, what you are bringing to the conversation is it's so much love, it's so much value. You are actually all of a sudden freaking excited to talk about your offer and to set up automations to sell 24/7. And I deeply believe so many women especially have issues when it comes to selling your offers and your programs, because deep down, you know, your offer is not worth what you're charging for. There's guilt, there's shame. I'm like, you're asking for this, and actually this is what people get. And just ask yourself, would you buy from yourself at the current price with what you present? And trust me, for most of you, the answer is gonna be no. I'm sorry, but this is exactly what we have to fix, because otherwise we're putting in shit. Automation just automates the shit. It's not gonna work. So if you're ready to master the first steps, if you feel like, yeah, okay, hey, let's do this, My big goal for 25 is having an Instagram ATM automations that sell for me my products 24/7. Then the Feminine Wealth Engine is really for you, and let me show you this. This is the thing of the things of 2025, the place to be, and you get immediate instant access to the Big Money podcast. There is a paid version and a private and a free version. So every week I'm sharing new concepts, new tools, new strategies, really giving an honest deep dive and also what's going on in my business, how I navigated through things, and obviously my learnings for you. There are 3 episodes every single week. Then there is a cash magnet program included. We already talked about it. It's really unlocking the code of big money, because most of you never understood that money comes in a 3-step approach. I call it the millionaire matrix. First, you have to learn how to make more money, how to hold, how to have more money, and then how to multiply. Because if you don't, there's one thing happening. You're making more money and you're immediately spending it on shit. And it's gone again, and you're running like, why is the money coming in, but then it's gone again? Then they're also included, the wealth activations is a lot of meditations, downloads on literally like what's your genius, what's your next big step, which offer should I create, like so many beautiful things in those wealth activations. Then there are also the business tools included, and here I'm sharing literally the technical tools I use to run an 8-figure business, and you get lifetime access to that, meaning this is a work in progress, right? So we're constantly finding new tools, we're constantly finding better tools, testing a lot. So I will always be sharing with you what we are currently using, which just this alone, the tools, is freaking worth it, because I've created those. I was always saying, I'm like, I understand the concept, but show me like how, like which tools are you using? I'm pretty sure you do not use an Excel list. And people wouldn't share their tools, and I'm like, I just want to have the freaking tools. Just want to have the freaking tools to do it. So I'm sharing super transparent everything here. This is what you get instant access to no matter when you join. And if you're joining in December, you are getting access to the Cash Plan 2025. This is literally how I reverse engineer my big vision, is my personal vision of how my company will grow to $100 million. This is not as fast as possible. There's no timeline involved. It's just milestones we are hitting and how we are hitting them. And it's really cool because I've learned one thing. If we're taking out time out of the equation, it's actually moving so much faster, your business growth, than if time would be part of the equation. So maybe you've set time-sensitive goals and you haven't reached them. Maybe it's time to try a new approach. This is what we're going to do, Cash Plan 2025. This was also a question, when are we starting? The first modules will be dropped on Christmas, maybe a couple days before or after, just around this. By the end of the year, you will love it. You always get notified by email when something new is coming. So the best part, so this is already insane. The best part is, this is work in progress. You have access to the Feminine Wealth Engine from now till December 31st, 2025, and we're constantly adding new programs, new updates, new upgrades, and it's always free for you. So why should you join now? 2 reasons. First, the earlier you join, the longer you have access, which makes sense. Second, we're doubling the price from $555, it's currently, to $997. So as more programs are going to be revealed, I already can tell you that you will be saying, damn, I wish I would have joined earlier. So in order to join, you just comment under this live, or if you're live now, 2025. 2025. Now I had to think if it was 25. No, but it's 2025. Perfectly prepared as always. And you're getting the link. And also if you have questions about that, always here for you. Team Merchant Happy is here for you. If you have any sales questions about the programs, It's really, really cool. Trust me, you're not gonna regret, because I am kind of knowing what's going to be added to the bundle, to the Feminine Wealth Engine. The team actually calculated this is gonna have a minimum value of roughly $7,000, which I think is pretty insane. I'm like, oh, I didn't know we put so much, we added so many things, but we actually did. And I'm really, really happy about it. I think it's an amazing deal. I am so pumped and hyped because so many cool things are being added, which obviously is a secret now, because you gotta have some secrets, right? So I can't wait for you to join. Would love to have you there. These are the first steps you have to take before we are turning your Instagram into an ATM. And the brand new Instagram ATM program is going to be happening also. I think we're starting mid-end January. But I'm going to tell you, you cannot come into Insta ATM without doing the pre-work, because you're not going to have results. You cannot transform shit into gold. So there's pre-work that you have to do. And just giving you some insights, and then I'm off. Just working on my audience, who I'm serving, and creating offers took me over 3 months. This is how much like time and love and contemplation and forth and back did go into that. I'm not gonna say it has to take so long, but I want to be very transparent that it's not how most of you've created like your ideal clients, how the coaching scene taught you. I'm like, let me just fill out this list. Okay, I filled out a list. Ideal client list done. Move next. And basically you did all the pre-work, but you just did it so you can say check in order to sell. And now you're trying to sell and you're wondering why it's not working. Because you're trying to turn shit into gold. I love you. Someone had to say it, and happy to be that one. I love you. I will see you soon. Remember, comment 2025 to join the Feminine Wealth Engine 25 before it doubles in price. Many of you joined already. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my world. I can't wait to spend all of 2025 with you. This is gonna be so insane. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. I can't wait to turn your freaking Instagram into a cash ATM, because it is the greatest thing ever. Because it became my new game. When I'm out, when I'm doing something, when I'm leaving the house, when I'm like not behind the computer, I'm like, I wonder how much money I'm making. And sales are coming in all the time. And this is something I've heard and I thought was so inspirational. Every time I'm spending money, what I've ordered from the universe is that it comes back immediately 5 times more. And so often it already happened, and it's just so magical. And this only is possible because at one point I've decided I'm done with high ticket coaching, and I switched to low and mid ticket, really utilizing Instagram automations that sell for me 24/7. Love you. Can't wait to teach you. It's gonna transform your freaking life. Talk to you soon.